And you're welcome back. It is still the iBrandTV Daybreak, and we have a chef in the house. Somebody said Nigeria will tell you what you're going to do. You will not tell Nigeria what you want to do. And what that means is by the time you write jump finish and you subscribe to a certain course, and then admission comes up and they will tell you the department you're going to go to. It doesn't end there. By the time you finish studying and you come outside, that is when we will not know the actual thing that you want to do. It's a bit funny because, I mean, this lady studied engineering and now she's into cooking. Wow. Wow. Two ends joining together. But that's a beautiful thing. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
How did we get to this point? From engineering to the kitchen.
Sorry, I didn't drop engineering.
Okay.
It's just something I can't really do alone for now. So I had to go into something I can leave a legacy on.
So let's talk about cooking.
Yeah.
You've worked with several kitchens, yeah?
Yes.
By the way, her name is Wisdom Udu. Please forgive me. Wisdom, thank you so much for coming. Let's talk about how you started off, what drove you into cooking at the level that you do.
Well, let me start from saying I'm from Akwa Ibom, so cooking is not far from me.
Okay.
Then number two is my mom happens to be a caterer. I can remember growing up, she was running 3 restaurants. People that knew where I grew up from, they can attest to that. So cooking is not just a new thing
to you.
It's just something I just stepped on as an upgraded and started doing. I'm still doing engineering, though it's a little bit challenging for a girl around there. So I just want to get to a point where the challenges will be minimal and I can venture into it full time. I'm still doing engineering very well. Yes.
All right, so talking about this career that you've picked for yourself,
Yes.
talking about cooking,
Yeah.
how challenging has this been for you, looking at the fact that, like you said, engineering is challenging,
Yes.
but you were able to still handle it, but you're not actually doing that as a major for now.
Definitely.
Cooking is what you're doing. How are you able to deal with the challenges that comes with cooking? Because I know, because I've had conversations with ladies, they say this is not a terrain for them because of the heat. You'll be exposed to a very hot environment, and you have to cook on good time, just to make sure that food is ready. And it's not something that one person can do. But how are you able to handle this, difficult career?
To me, it's not magic. Something I grew up into. So even if it wasn't easy at the start. Definitely I'll grow into it, so it becomes easier by the day, you understand. And I'm at a stage where I don't really do the main cooking. I have teams, I have a lot of people.
I was about asking you, do you have a support system?
Yes, I do. So at the beginning, it wasn't even when I thought of venturing into catering business, it wasn't that tough because I grew up into it. I can remember in my house then, in my house, we woke up as early as 4 a.m. to meet up schedules. And as a student, I'll still go to school before 8.
Sure.
And I cannot be late to my school. It was a private school, so I cannot afford to be late. So by the time you are back from school, go back to the mommy shop, do 1 or 2 errands I have to do homework, then go back, prepare for the next day. So sometimes we sleep maximum 4-5 hours because by the time you are rounding up, it's 12. And you have to wake up for 30. So definitely sometimes 5 hours is a miracle. So it is not something that is hard at all. Fines can be challenging, but growing up, I can remember my first meal was meat pie. My mom just called me. She knew I was going to be back from school. She just called my teacher because there was no cell phone, definitely. When she gets home, tell her to check the place. So she wrote down the recipe. All I just did was did the measurement and I mixed it. And for you to cook for the first time and the public, there wasn't complaint. That okay, yes.
And it came out nice.
I know what
In fact, from the way she's saying it, it really shows that she doesn't even see it as challenging.
No, it is not.
In fact, it's so sweet for you.
The only time it is challenging is when you are working with a very difficult client. And sometimes you have your way around. That is the difference between the chef and the caterer. The chef is she's just there, or he's just there in the kitchen cooking, making recipe. But the chef is like an architect in the building sector. Yeah. An architect and engineer is the person that meets with the client. The client tells you, okay, this is how I want my house to be. The architect goes, just something, give it to the engineer, and he interprets it on the land, and they build something. The same thing applies here. As a caterer, you meet with your client. He says, okay, I want plantain frittata. I don't want it spicy. I want it this. I want it that.
Yeah.
Yours is to go, okay.
Work with the brief.
Work with the brief.
Yeah.
Go to your chef. Okay, chef, this is what I want. This is what my clients want. You have to meet up with it. But this is where the kitchen needs a profession, needs an idea in the cooking profession, because you have to know exactly what your client wants. By the time the chef is done, you taste what the chef is giving you before you take it to the client. Most clients these days, they want to taste what you are bringing for them to their event.
Of course, that's why they are tasting parties, right?
You get.
All right.
So that is it.
Quickly, I like the energy and passion you're bringing, but unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Chopaholic.
Yeah.
That's your
brand
business,
name,
your brand
yes.
name. Tell us a bit about Chopaholic, and if people want to reach out to you, how can they do that?
Okay, Chopaholic came out from after service. I served in Benin, so before after service I worked with an hotel in Benin City. So I was supposed to work. I was, just finished school now, engineer, this and that. But the flair for cooking was there at some time. So when I got there, my boss had a real estate firm. All my mind was, okay, I'm going to be an engineer. But fortunately for me, because it wasn't fortunate, my boss traveled. So when he traveled, we were just there, the new staffs. So all they did was they took us to the hotel. Okay, your probation will be in Oga's hotel. So from there, I just went to my bar. I'm like, let me see to what's happening in the kitchen. Since I already have flair for it now. So from there, I became the kitchen supervisor. So by the time my boss was back to take us to our offices, it was already late because my manager enjoyed me working with
Having
her.
you around.
You understand?
I enjoy having you in the studio already, so I can understand why the chef wouldn't want to let you go. Thank you so much for coming on the iBrandTV Daybreak today. Hopefully, we'll get to have have you another time to have more conversations on your brand, because it seems like a very interesting one.
Thank you.
However, this is where we draw the curtain. Thank you so much.
Ma'am.
iBrandTV Daybreak, cutting it short for now, but we will return with another interesting topic. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.